Hi, hello and welcome everybody, and I definitely did not steal this intro from Pox. Today we are diving into a big question that's probably on the minds of a lot of ARPG fans out there. Should you buy and play Last Epoch right now? More specifically, I'm going to tackle this from the perspective of a Path of Exile veteran. This is coming from someone who's sunk thousands of hours into PoE and knows what makes an ARPG click. So a little background on me before we get into it. I've played Path of Exile 1 for around 3 to 4,000 hours, and I've already spent around 500-ish hours in Path of Exile 2. So I feel like I have a decent foundation to speak on what makes a game in this genre worth your time and money. And let me cut straight to the chase. Yes, in my opinion, Last Epoch is absolutely worth checking out, especially if you are a fan of Path of Exile, Diablo, Grim Dawn or any loot heavy ARPGs. But now, let's go deeper. Let's break down why now might be the best time to get in and why this game could be your next ARPG obsession. Let's start with the timing, because the stars have kinda aligned for Last Epoch. So, a few weeks ago, Last Epoch's developers announced the release of Season 2, Tombs of the Erased, scheduled for April 2nd. Naturally, people got hyped, but then March 11 hits, and Grinding Gear Games announces that Path of Exile 2 will be dropping its big 0.2 update on April 4th. So now you got two ARPGs competing head to head in the same launch window, and for a second it looked like Last Epoch might get overshadowed. But here's the plot twist. The Last Epoch devs made a power move. They delayed their launch to April 17th, avoiding the direct clash, and this was honestly one of the best decisions they could have made. Why? Because Path of Exile 2's update ended up being, let's just say, one of the roughest league starts ever. Even Jonathan from GGG acknowledged this in a podcast.
So we've had a few cases that have been close to this, I would say, in the past, in terms of like the community being very unhappy about a lot of things. But this one was certainly taking the cake as far as that is concerned.
It was that bad. Players felt burned, disappointed. And you know what happens when a hardcore ARPG player gets frustrated? They look for alternatives. And a lot of them found their way to the Last Epoch. What happened next was new players flooding into the Last Epoch. Communities are buzzing, trade chat is alive, the subreddit is booming, and if you've ever played a hardcore trade in Path of Exile, you know how important to having an active player base is. So, that's the outside factor. Path of Exile's stumble gave Last Epoch the perfect opening, and it took full advantage. But let's be clear, people aren't just playing Last Epoch because PoE 2 dropped the ball. Season 2 is a major upgrade to the game, like a huge leap forward in polish, performance and content. Let's get through what's new and why it matters. The visual upgrade is insane. If you've seen old footage of Last Epoch, you might not even recognize it anymore. New lightning, new textures, better spell effects, smoother animations. It just feels way more premium now. And the best part? Performance is still solid. It's not sacrificing FPS for pretty pixels. But I have to include, if you are planning on playing on League Start, there may be some technical issues, since Last Epoch is known for his, let's say, rough starts.
Why is everybody standing at this door? What do you think? You guys come here often? Oh no!
If you like crafting in Path of Exile, or even if you find Path of Exile's crafting system a bit too cryptic, Last Epoch offers something special. Their crafting system is transparent, deterministic and intuitive. You know what you are doing, what your odds are and what your risks are. It's one of the best in any ARPG right now, and in Season 2 they are pushing it even beyond. I won't get too deep into crafting today because it could be its own video, but just know this, if you like customizing gear and min-maxing builds, you're gonna love this system. Endgame has always been a weaker area in Last Epoch up until now. With Season 2, they're introducing a new system that is heavily inspired by Path of Exile's Atlas passive tree, and that's a good thing. It gives players more control over what kind of content they want to run and what rewards they want to chase. This adds replayability and depth that the game really needed. They are also adding WSD controls, which might sound small, but it's a huge deal for accessibility and playstyle flexibility. It's especially great for players coming from more action-oriented games or those who just never like to click to move. They've also improved pickup radius, logic and backend systems for smoother looting. No more awkward clicking or mispicks, it just feels better. Quality of life matters and Last Epoch is taking it seriously. So let's circle back. Should you buy Last Epoch right now? If you're a Path of Exile player who's burned out or disappointed by the current patch, yes. If you're an RPG fan looking for a fresh start in a game with momentum, yes. If you love deep theory crafting, great crafting systems and a community that's genuinely excited about the game, yes. Last Epoch is no longer in the shadows. Season 2 could be the start of its golden era, and getting in now means you are on the ground floor of something that's only going up. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, drop a like, sub to the channel, and let me know in the comments. Are you planning to play Last Epoch, or are you sticking with Path of Exile for now? Peace out and happy hunting, exiles.